guys. So I want to come on here quickly. This is a precursor to my today's but first coffee, and I'm coming on here because I wasn't going to release this video. I actually had decided, and I actually had filmed another video, and after talking to my mom, she was like, well, Juani, maybe you shouldn't say anything about that. And I kind of was like, well, yeah, maybe not. And then everything happened Monday with the president. And I was like, no, I have to say something. So, and I just felt the need to say something because when Black Lives Matter and we had all the protests and we had George Floyd and we had Breonna Taylor, all of those African Americans were murdered, and I did not say anything. And actually for George Floyd, I was really close to coming on here, and just I wanted to do a live and just for us to just talk about it. But for this one, I really feel the need to say something because maybe not everyone can understand the whole Black Lives Matter movement, or maybe they don't want to understand the Black Lives Matter movement. But I think that we can all understand the coronavirus tornado. This is not a movement. This is a war. And so, and although it is said to affect the African American community a lot, or people of color, meaning African Americans, Asian Americans, Latino Americans, indigenous Americans, it still affects everyone, because even if you don't die from it, you more than likely will have some type of health effects from it. And I just really felt the need to say something about it. And so that's what today's But First Coffee is going to be about. Because I told you guys, for this day, I really wanted, some days it will be lighthearted and funny. Some days it may be about current events, like a couple of weeks ago we spoke about Kamala Harris. And some days, I want to come on here and we just talk live and we talk relationships or whatever the case may be. But I think that this topic is important enough that I should say something. Not that Black Lives Matter was not important and those marches and protests and all that, not that they were not important, but now I think that maybe we can all see this is everybody, because Corona does not care about your age. It doesn't care about your color, because everyone is being affected. It does not care about how much money you make. It does not care. And so I just wanted to speak about it. And you'll see what I had to say in the video. But at the end of the day, I just want it to be so that we could have a dialogue. We don't always have to agree, and most family members and friends don't agree on everything, but we should have respect for one another to sit back and analyze and to think about what each one of us, where we come from, because our personalities and our views are made based on our experiences, and none of our experiences are the same. So take time to walk in somebody else's shoes, listen, and really take in what people are saying. And talk about it. That is the only way I think that a lot of this is going to be resolved, is that we talk about it. So I think I have spoke a lot already about this. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. This is one of those videos that I'm hoping that will make you say, The video that the second video that I recorded for But First Coffee, you will see that one on next Wednesday. So I already have it done, so we don't have to worry about it. But I just want you guys to know that, guys, please take care of yourselves. Watch your back. Watch your family's back, because no one else has our back. We have to take care of ourselves. And just know that I love you. You are my friends, and I love you. So guys, I am going to see you guys in tomorrow's video. All right, bye. Hi friends, I'm Juani, and welcome to Juani's house, and welcome to But First Coffee. So guys, I am sitting here in my chair. I have my laptop ready for me to log on for work, but I wanted to come in here and simply have this topic with you guys, and just to get like your point of view about it. So first, I'm drinking some Starbucks. I think it's the Italiano coffee. I think that's what it is. And Mr. B put some of my pumpkin caramel syrup in there, and then I have something else in here. Oh, stevia. So it's really good. He did a really good job with making this for me this morning. I just have my black cup this morning. So, and I'm sitting here in my chair, and this chair is so freaking comfortable, guys. It's very comfortable, and I have my big fluffy blanket here, and when I'm not at my desk, I have my laptop here, and I am just working away, because this chair is very comfortable. It's actually more comfortable than my desk chair. So, what I wanted to talk about, as you see in my title, is I want a parade. I want a parade. I mm, I am really trying to understand everything that has been going on in our society, and I just can't. But with the pandemic going on, and the job losses, the with the thousands of people who have passed away and perished. And Saturday, I intentionally did not watch any TV. I did not want to watch any TV, but oh my goodness, you guys were coming to me via my phone, and I heard that the president had a parade. He got up out of his bed and had a parade, guys, and went and waved at all of his supporters. And I know you guys have seen it, and I was simply blown away. With all of the people who have died, people who have had to die alone, people whose family is no longer whole, and our president has this illness, and he pretty much makes a mockery of it, because none of them were able to get up and continue to act like life was the same. And not only that, all the Secret Service people who he has put into jeopardy, and riding him up and down the street. Now they can't go home to their families. And so, all so that he can have a parade, the one that he always wanted. Because remember, he idolized with Kim Jong-un because he had a parade. Remember, they was trying to give him a parade, about 3 years ago? They was trying to pacify him with that. And it brings me back to the fact that how we are so selfish. America, you're selfish. You're selfish. And the fact that no one can stand up to him and say no, even to his own detriment, even to save himself, because he put so many people in jeopardy from the beginning. Now I'm going to show you about how selfish America is and careless, and how much we lack empathy for one another. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from when we first heard about COVID back in January. Puda was telling me about it, and they said it a little bit here and there on the news. You know why they didn't talk about it a lot? Because they never thought it was going to be here. They never thought it was going to get here. But when it landed on America's soil, we were like, uh-oh. But our president told us that we got it under control. There's only 11 cases, and poof, it's going to be gone. Well, 11 turned into 11,000. And now we're here with over 7,000 people have been infected and impacted in some type of way, and 210,000 plus have died for something that shouldn't have even been here. Okay, now then we go back with the lie. So that was carelessness. Okay, then we have when we find out that it's airborne. Well, Puda had told me that a long time ago, because they had known that. Because the difference between America and other countries like China, South Korea, North Korea, they are used to having pandemics. And even with the common cold, they wear a mask. That's not a choice over there, because you are thinking about yourselves and your family and taking something home. Here, they want to give you a choice, but they're giving you the choice to make the right choice, not only for you, but for other people around you. Okay? So then we were like, well, we don't have to wear a mask. Oh, but now it's airborne. So you need to cover yourself and protect yourself from some type of way with something. Okay, then we heard that the young people, they can't be affected. So it's just for old people who can be affected. Oh, well, then what the young people go out and do? Because they lack empathy, they lacked, they're being careless. They go out there and go out for spring break. Congregate all down in Florida. Florida's governor, come on down here. Y'all can party down here and take that mess back to where you come from. Because after he got all their money, he was like, y'all got to go. I don't care where you go, but you got to get the heck up out of here, because now he got what he need. He got the tax money that he need, because Florida is a tax-free state. Their money comes from tourism. Yes. So he got the money, and then he told the students, y'all need to get up out of here. So they took whatever they caught in Florida back home to wherever they came from. Okay? So there we go again with the young people being empathetic, not caring about others, being selfish. Okay? Then we have the time where it's like, it is, what was the next one? We are, about the, all these people dying. And then, we will not forget about the statement, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. All these people are dying, and it is what it is. How can those words easily roll off of anyone's tongue? You know why? Because somebody who did not care. Because he thought that because everyone around him was being tested that he was safe. Okay. Now, if you ever looked at his rallies, he has all the sea of people out there. Not many of them who have on masks. When they leave there, they go back home and they take whatever they had, whatever they caught back home with them and infect everybody. Okay? Some of them make it, some of them don't. But as he said, it is what it is. It's just a casualty of war, because in his head, the best way to get over this is herd immunity. But with herd immunity, they say 3 million of us would have to perish before all of us can go back to how it used to be. You know, like in December when we had our last normal Christmas, because this year there will not be one. Okay, and so then you see the people who are standing behind them all have on these masks. Okay, but then he is a further enough distance that all their screaming and yelling and whistling, anything that protruded from their mouth, it will probably disintegrate in the atmosphere before it gets to him, because he felt protected. He felt protected, but he did not have enough empathy for his supporters to have their back, because he was supposed to have their back. That means I need you, I'm counting on you to look out for me. But there was no empathy there, because he was being what? Selfish. He was thinking about self. He was being self-serving. Okay? So now we've had all these people. They've had these rallies. They've had these bike shows and these protests. We're not going to talk about the protests, because yes, I'm sure there was some super spreaders going on in that also. But the difference between the protests and the rallies that were going on, you saw a lot of the protesters had on masks. Okay? They had on masks. Now we're going to talk about the proper way to wear a mask in another video, because it seemed like there's some confusion about that. But after all of this, in the bubble that he thought that could not be penetrated, he ends up getting COVID. How did that happen? Because not everyone was tested in that last that event at the Rose Garden. Only the people who they thought would have had close contact with him. But what if one of those people who had close contact with him were in contact with someone who had not been tested, which is probably what happened. That's probably what happened. And then there we go. We had all these people now infected. Not only were they infected, they took it back home to their families. And now some of them are infected. All these people who are now being self-quarantined in the last 3 or 4 days, 5 days prior to that, have been around how many other people? Okay? How many other people? And then he knew that his aide had symptoms when they left, when he left to go to another rally. So he knew he probably had been exposed. But what did he do? He went to the rally anyway, while she had just previously on the plane self-isolated herself so that she would not infect anyone else. And then she got home and she was having very severe symptoms. But he kept on because he knew, because once again, what? He was being, he had no empathy. He did not care. He was being self-serving and selfish. And then we find out that they have the virus. And then he said he wants to be out the hospital. I think he said by the 8th or by the 11th. And then the next thing I know, he's having a parade. Now, y'all know I love everything to go back to normal. And how many parades and fireworks shows that I have missed. But this one right here, and then to see his supporters out there without any masks. So a lot of them did not have any masks. And I'm like, now our president is infected and you're still not believing. At some time, guys, common sense has to take over for what we want. Okay? Sometimes in there, sometimes, you have to be rational. And I just don't know. I don't know. Now, I hope and pray that he gets better, because I don't wish death on anybody, regardless of their political views or whatever. I don't, because once again, that's one less chair that will be at the table. That's one less story that somebody can tell. There is one less um, soul that is connected to someone else that was taken away. But somewhere along the line, regardless if we were affected directly or indirectly, we need to begin to think for ourselves and start doing better for each other. We really do. We really do. Because at the end of the day, you know, I want to be able to go to a parade. And heck, I would love to have a parade for myself. But you know why I won't? And you know why I won't have any gatherings? And you know why I won't have people over? And as much as I love entertaining, and you know why I have not had any big shindigs and backyard barbecues, and because it has crossed my mind, but you know why I haven't? Because I care about people. I care about people. I care about their well-being. And the last thing that I would like to have on my shoulders and in my mind is that something that I did that was careless ended up affecting somebody else. You know why? Because your girl has empathy for people. Also, another point that I want to make is that there is a difference between the type of medical response that the president is getting than the type that everyone would be receiving, because the president has the luxury of having the best team available to him in the entire world, and they are working on one patient. Think about that. Have y'all thought about that? They're working on one patient. They are working on saving the life of one patient. But when other people catch this awful, awful disease, this virus, and they have prolonged effects, they don't have that luxury, because the doctor is running from patient to patient, code to code. And so they really don't have enough time to digest what is going on with this patient. And they're like, okay, we're going to try this. We're going to try this. We will increase that. But, so we really have to be mindful and thoughtful of all of the different facets of this when we are interacting with each other. Because once again, he's the president. He's going to get the best of the best of the best. Are we? At the end of the day. All right, guys. So that is what I am talking about with today's But First Coffee. Let me know what your thoughts are. I really don't try to get political on here, but this whole everything that we're going through has had an effect on me. And I've shared with you guys that the anxiety level, and I just don't try to indulge in any of that. But when things like this happen, guys, I have to say something. I really have to say something. So this isn't nothing about being political right now, but this is about saving ourselves at the end of the day. All right. So I'm really interested in what your feelings are, and what your thoughts are. So guys, I'm gonna end this video. If you are new at Juani's house, I would love for you to subscribe. So go ahead, hit that notification bell, hit it twice so that you won't miss any of my upcoming uploads. Also, guys, come on over and check me out on my Instagram. You can find me over there at Juani's house, just like it is here. Hit that follow button, and then you will be in the know as to what is to come over here at Juani's house. So guys, I'm about to go, but before I do, you know what I always say. The next time you're in town, you can always stop by Juani's house. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.